Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Heroes Graveyard, where there's no pudding to be found. It's fine.
It's all fine. Neil says it's fine.
It's probably fine.
Totally fine.
90% chance that I think it's fine.
Stream is going to work 100% with 60% probability.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally fine.
Only a 20% chance of fog that might kill us in a trapezoid.
Yeah. I mean, trapezoids are evil shapes, right? I can't think of a more evil shape than a trapezoid.
Rhombus.
Yeah, nobody likes them.
Oh, a rhombus.
I can think of one. A pentagon.
Yeah, those are pretty
Yeah.
fun.
I like pentagons.
Yeah, no, but I totally get the why pentagons could be evil.
Yeah. A lot of warfare associated with those.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys were walking across the plain. And I believe the sun had set and you guys were looking for a place to long rest.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we did that because you were gone for so long that we just took a long rest.
Yeah,
so.
we already rested. We've actually
we can just
seen
move on.
Universe while you were gone. I don't know if you understand.
Well, guys, they beat the game off stream. That's it for Hero Graveyard.
So what
It
happens
was really
to
good.
20 natural 20s in a row. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I wish it had been streamed.
Those damn internet sharks. Swimming around, eating cables. It's what they do. Anywho, you find a place to rest. It's a little ravine that has a little bit of water trickling through it. Some nice trees and some bushes in the way, and a little flat spot, just large enough for you to rest on. And you can pass the night there. I would like perception checks while you guys are on watch, though.
Perception.
Show those rolls.
Do you want me to do one for me and one for my hawk?
I guess your hawk gets to make its own perception checks.
It could just make it in place of him, I guess.
Yeah, why don't you just use whichever one is better?
Okay.
$15. Okay. 13. Wonderful. All right. So, Salandis,
Hi.
it is your watch in the middle of the night. And while you're listening really, because you're in this nice little ravine that shields you from view, and you can have maybe like a little fire down there, and it won't spread for miles around because you've got these like walls up.
I'd like to think that she's looking at the stars and kind of contemplating, can she see any of the constellations that she recognizes?
You and I are on the right path here. You're looking at the stars, and you don't recognize any of them. Not a single cluster of stars looks familiar. There are way too many in this sky. Your sky didn't have nearly so many stars. There were like small clusters here and there and patches, but that's about it. This one, there are stars everywhere. How you feeling about that?
She's bothered by this for a while. She keeps looking up, looking for her god, looking for some answers to something. She's kind of looking at her sleeping friends. She's looking back up. And I think towards the end of her watch, assuming nothing else happens, she'll take a moment and softly pray and say,
well, I don't know why you sent me this far away from everything I knew, but I'm here, and I found some friends, and I'll try to keep them alive, but this is everything is different. I just want everything to be fixed.
and then she'll like do the ending little prayers of like and then be done.
So normally when you speak with your god, there's maybe not a direct feedback, like your god saying, "Oh yeah, buddy, that's pretty terrible," you know. But there's a sense of someone is listening, and this time it's it feels like you're talking to someone down kind of a hallway. In order for them to hear you, you're really having to like shout your prayers and thoughts a distance. And you cast that spell earlier, and it went off without a hitch. So there must be some level of connection to your deity, but it feels far away.
Everything feels far away right now.
Yeah. Okay. Eventually your watch passes. There's no monsters, no anything that pops up. And you guys wake up the next day. This is a good time to ask a few more questions to the party here. Devo and Quincy, you've been sort of chasing after this tower for a while now. I think this is your third trip to this tower. And this Dandrin fellow is somewhat mysterious, and all of a sudden this person appears out of his basement saying that he was up to all sorts of no good. How do you feel about Slandis here? I mean, you've only known her less than 24 hours. What's your take on this?
I don't think Quincy's too worried about Salandis. Salandis seems like good company, and Devo vouched for her, so that definitely helps. So that we were going to be met by a friendly dragon, and sometimes his Gwyn portal's interpretations don't always seem to be so bad. So I don't know.
Gwyn's portal has been like about 10 for 10 so far, so obviously, absolutely correct that she is good.
Yeah, I think he's in that stage of like when you just meet someone and it's kind of awkward, but it's not in like the not in like a suspicious kind of way.
Just like social awkwardness of meeting new people sort of way. You're not...
Yeah, how it's always awkward when you're meeting a new person.
He's very relieved that now there's a front woman to take up all the shots.
Yes, that is going to be very nice.
Okay. And what about you, Selendis? You just kind of got plopped down into this group with these people, and you didn't really have a choice. And all of a sudden, there's dragons, and people are saying run, and your homeworld is different and missing. And like, what are your thoughts on all this nonsense?
The world sucks. Everybody I know is probably gone. The world is all changed, but I mean, these seem like good people, and I like thinking the best about people when I first meet them. But you know, they haven't given me any reason to not trust them, and at the moment, they're my only link to this time. So until they prove otherwise, these are my new friends.
Very trusting of you.
That's what she does. She just trusts people until they stab her in the back.
You're not at all concerned that this might be some sort of elaborate ruse by Dandrin to screw with you?
I don't think it's that idea's crossed her mind. I don't think that could be anything that, like, if she thinks about that, then what would he get out of it? You know, like,
good question.
He could have just asked her. She would have told him everything. So, I mean, maybe she's not the smartest dragon on the block, but nah, I mean, you just gotta... This world might suck, but it's what she sees in front of her, and she'll roll with it.
Okay. And the other two of you, you're not concerned that she might be some sort of, like, well-played trap that is here to screw you over?
No.
Unlikely?
Nope.
Yeah,
as
like...
per earlier.
No suspicion beyond what you would suspect any reasonable person.
Zero suspicion.
Well, now I know how to kill all my parties in the future. Just give them a player and have the player work for me.
Listen, I'm not a rogue. I'm a cleric. What am I going to kill them with healing spells? And I heal you, and I kill you.
All right.
Or that's what I want you to think.
Fair enough. All right, you guys continue along your merry little way. It's the next day. How do you go about your day?
Does your hawk companion see your friend again?
Does he?
No.
The trapezoid still here?
Definitely here, and now at the top it's full-fledged clouds that are gray and maybe a fine rain falling in the center of the trapezoid area, and the other slopes that are going up are getting more and more covered with mist, about 90% of the way down to the mountaintops.
Is the reason for not being able to see Torlak due to not enough sight, or is it because just
lost track of him? Out there somewhere, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So if I direct the hawk to watch like exactly the center of this trapezoid, that's not where Torlak is.
Correct. The dead center of the trapezoid does not have Torlak.
Okay.
Well, do we want to continue in that same direction, or do we want to go?
Well,
somewhere
Devo's the magical one in the party. Might be worth. What do we do about this trapezoid? I imagine it's an ill omen. Is there something we can do about it?
I'm afraid my magics are not mighty enough to deal with this trapezoid for now. All we can do is try to search for a lost companion. We know that he probably crossed this bridge. You are an archer of some sort. Does that mean you can track at all?
I was a scout. I could look into it. It's been pretty calm weather, right, Neil?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll see if I can pick up any sort of tracks here.
It's even raining, so there might be footsteps.
Yes, that's how footsteps in rain work.
What would a tracking check be?
I think that's a survival check. Someone correct me if I'm wrong here.
Survival.
That's right. We probably want to make that check once we get to the bridge.
Yeah. So that's a good starting point, one like right on the other side of the bridge.
That's somewhere that you're going to have to cross one way or the other.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll hold my hand down to Devo and say,
Another ride, small friend?
You know, you are way more agreeable than Torlak. Absolutely.
I'll stick him back on my back. I'll grumble at the rain a little bit because
I'm sorry, the armor is going to start to stink.
and I'll do my best to hold my shield kind of over the two of us, and
Yay!
off we go.
This is the best.
So
Oh,
considerate.
wait until I start to stink. It's not going to be so good.
Do dragonborn stink?
No, but armor when it gets wet smells really bad. So yeah. He's wearing a lot of heavy armor, and the padding underneath it, when it gets wet, it gets musty. And yeah, it's so yeah. She'll try to keep dry as best as possible, mostly out of everybody's comfort. But I'm sure if the rain continues, by the end of the day, she's gonna smell like wet blanket left musty. It's bad.
That doesn't seem very good.
You don't happen to have any dryer sheets, do you?
No.
Nope. We just
Drier
rough
as
it.
in more dry, or as in like drier sheets that will help make you soft and fluffy?
Both.
Okay. So you're progressing towards this bridge when Devo's hawk sees another group of creatures, this one numbering 6 or 7, moving up towards the bridge from the south side as if it's following the river.
What kinds of creatures?
Give me a perception check with your hawk to see if you can make out the details. Unless there are some rules already for the detail that the hawk can see in.
Nope, just that perception checks with sight are at advantage.
Lovely.
So 21.
Oh, okay. Your hawk is great. There are 7 figures. 7 of them are humanoid, and 1 of them is a giant scorpion. Not humanoid at all. Yep.
Are we in Fallout? Did you just send us to Fallout Land? What happened?
And you see that they're coming along the river, heading northward.
What kind of
humanoids are they?
Any idea?
4 lizard folk looking suckers and 3 hobgoblins.
And did the hawk notice if they looked like alive or undead?
Can't discern their living status. They're walking normally-ish. Can't get close enough to see if like flesh is actually falling off.
How far away are they?
They will be at the bridge before you, definitely.
In terms of feet or miles?
In terms of feet or miles, they will be at the bridge before you, and they're maybe let's say half a mile from the bridge, while you guys are maybe 2 miles, 3 miles from the bridge.
Okay, so we are 1.5 miles away from each other?
You're
2.5.
yeah, they're on the other side of the bridge first. So
they're on that side.
Yeah, they're on the other side coming up this way, and you guys are coming this way.
Do they seem to be at a trajectory that is intending to cross the bridge? Or
They
just
seem to be
following?
following the river thus far.
Okay. Well, you know what to do, Quincy. We'll set up to snipe at that bridge, and you'll kill them all.
Or
Sure.
do we want to speak with them? Or is it
Nope.
possible they might know what's going
Nope,
on?
Gwen's portal says they're evil.
Very well.
Gwine's portal is not very trusting, are they?
No, we trusted you.
Well, I suppose we could just keep them at a distance and ask about, parlaying, and then if they make any sudden movements, I'll start shooting them anyways.
You know
we
that
could-
never works.
Or
I
we
know,
could
but it's always worth giving it a shot.
we could try to let
Yes,
them
it is worth giving them shots.
Very well. Who am I to judge?
If they don't cross the bridge, if they just continue, shall we just let them?
Yes, if they're on the other side of the river, then I'll speak first, because that'll take them a longer time to reach us.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you continue towards the river, and the creatures come and park up on the bridge itself. The scorpion goes and stands in the middle of the bridge and just kind of faces the way that it was walking when it got to the middle of the bridge.
It's parallel parked.
The lizard folk and hobgoblins break off into their respective groups, two to the north side, two to the south side, or one group to the north side, one group to the south side of the bridge, and something that looks sort of like this. Why can't that be seen though? Because that's why it can't be seen, everyone. Huzzah!
Ah,
No.
hi.
Do we think from 600 feet away, a usual group would be able to see us?
If it's flat terrain, which it is, you should be spottable from more than 600 feet.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think we're gonna walk up to this bridge, and Quincy will maybe send.
If I walk up, do you mean walk up to 600 feet away
Yeah,
from
like Quincy will probably stop like 550, something far back, maybe like 400 feet from the bridge actually, because I want to
What
be
are
able
you doing? 600.
No, because I want to hit what's on the other side.
He also needs to be able to,
Oh,
he needs to be heard.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
And then Solantern will probably take the front. Devo probably a little bit ahead of Quincy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take point on this. Although I'm gonna continue. I'll just park my giant dragonborn body right in front of you. But as I'm like shield up, ready to go, I'm gonna be speaking over my shoulder, being like,
We should just at least try to chat with them. We should
So-
find out what's going on.
Right. Is the giant scorpion literally just a scorpion, or is it like a scorpion man?
No, it's a giant frickin' scorpion.
oh,
Okay.
I wanted it to be the centaur scorpion, the scorpa
Oh, a man scorpion?
man. But yeah, next game
Yeah.
that would have been awesome. The giant scorpion is still cool.
If they are, yeah. So I think we're gonna approach. Quincy will stop maybe like 400 feet out. If they start like moving forward toward us, he's gonna shoot at that shaman first thing.
Okay.
But if they don't make any sudden movements, I think we'll go for a quick parlay.
I don't understand what you're doing. Quine's portal says that the best course of action is shoot.
Well, if your friend is right and the best course of action is to shoot, we're probably gonna have to shoot them anyway. But we might as
Why are
well
you giving
try.
away 100 feet away of advantage for us?
Because it's a scorpion, and I don't think that they can shoot their claws.
I think it'll be okay, Devo.
All right. The scorpion is 530 from you. The other things back there are like 575.
That should do it, I guess.
Cool.
Jeez, this map is amazing.
So you're pretty far away. They've clearly spotted you. You've clearly spotted them.
They're not moving up though.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like I'm on the wrong thingy. It looks like one of the lizard folk has moved kind of closer
To the
forward.
Right.
Yeah, the other ones
As long as
are
they're not,
sort of
like, crossing the
looking,
bridge toward us, that's fine.
but they're not like doing anything particular. Two of the hobgoblins still seem to be engrossed in conversation, just talking to each other. One of them's Watching some lizard
My
folk
uncle,
are hanging out.
Take a look at the ranged weapons that the hobgoblins are holding. What is that?
They have crossbows, heavy crossbows.
Do we know what the range of a heavy crossbow is?
We will look it up.
I should because I'm an archer.
Yeah, and also the range of a javelin while you're at it. That appears to be what a lizard folk is holding.
Heavy crossbow is 100/400. Javelin is 100/120.
Or, so this is kind of insane, but do longbows have a disadvantage range?
Not
Yes.
for Quincy.
Yeah, it's 600 feet, but I don't get disadvantage for range.
Oh, I see. That's why. Oh, got it.
Yeah. Should we try shouting from here?
Shout some arrows at that shaman one.
But,
Are you
but
sure,
before-
Diva?
But before,
I'm 100% sure that they are going to try to kill us.
I mean, he is a diviner, Solandis.
and so after you say hi, then if they attack, we'll be shooting at them anyway.
After I say hi.
If you want to say hi first, go ahead.
All right. Hello! And then Quincy's going to shoot an arrow.
Like literally, hello, and here's an arrow. Nice to
I'm
meet you.
shooting at the shaman.
Oh, and today's numbers are, let's see, portent, da, 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 5 and 12.
All right.
Wonderful. You weren't actually casting Sanctuary, right?
No, I was trying to look up to see if it was concentration, and I just
Perfect.
made it happen in the chat.
Perfect. Perfect.
Although that might be happening shortly, so I'll just leave it there.
Take a couple of shots, Quincy, as you open
right,
fire
versus
on the
miss.
innocent
Definitely a
shaman.
miss.
Your arrows fall short and splash in the water.
Yep. I think we might have set up a bit too far back, friends.
I'm gonna see those arrows like into the water, and I'd like to shout out something at that point because I'm gonna take that as an indication that maybe my god is saying, if you want something done, do it yourself. So I'm gonna shout out.
Do you know what's going on with this trapezoid thing?
You can 550 feet. That's
It should carry that far.
you should be
I am
able
a large
At a
dragon
shouting voice, you should definitely be able to carry that far in open plain, I think.
Big lungs.
Are their lungs big enough to respond?
Well, that's up to you, but yeah, I would.
Oh, wait, this is a good thing for the Google. I mean, we literally Googled the volume a fireball would fill up.
That's
Why
true.
would we not go? How far can a voice carry shouting?
What answers do we have, Sean?
Farthest distance traveled by the human voice. That's probably a little bit... Normal human. Let's look for normal human. Like 32... Holy crap. Up to 32,000 feet.
Wow.
Up to
If there was... Yeah. 300 meters on a normal day. These are coming from the internet, so obviously take this with a grain of salt.
Now, as someone who does opera,
6 miles?
oh yeah, you get an opera singer out
I mean,
there?
this is open ground is one of the
Yeah.
things worth noting here.
And if they're cupping their hands, or if they, yeah.
About a mile on a quiet day.
wow.
That's what a lot of people are saying, yeah.
I would have never expected people to be able to project that far.
I can see
Pavarotti,
it.
man. Pavarotti can be heard across the state.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So yeah, you give a shout, and the call comes back. No idea.
That sounds like a good reason that we don't need them anymore.
Why are you protecting this bridge?
Why are you shouting? Why don't you walk closer so we can talk? This is inefficient.
This is true, but that's a really big scorpion you have.
Why are you afraid of the scorpion?
These are definitely evil creatures.
Why are you not?
They turn to talk to each other and seem to have a much keener interest in you guys all of a sudden.
And they think I'm the weird one because I'm afraid of a giant scorpion.
I mean, Solandis, you could try moving up closer to Parlay if you really wanted, but I'll probably stay back here so that I can fire on them from afar.
Hey, Gwine's portal is smiling on us that they did not rush at us. Quick, fire again, Quincy.
I would rather not move up while you're firing at them. I am.
No,
just
I'll wait.
one
I'll wait
cleric.
and see if it breaks into a fight. We have hundreds of feet of distance here, Devo. You can throw fireballs with your magic. I don't think we.
I don't want to put Solandis in harm's way, is all.
I'm gonna once again shout to them.
May we pass the bridge unmolested?
Try not to shout right into my microphone.
Of course! Comes the reply.
See? We can't just go by. I mean, yeah, it's a
Then
giant
why do
scorpion.
they have a giant scorpion sitting on the bridge?
Why do we have a gnome and a human and a dragonborn?
It's
Who
sitting on the
knows?
bridge. They have a death squad waiting at the bridge.
And we
Gwine's
are...
portal says that these creatures are lying to us. Quick, shoot that shaman.
He was right about you being a dragonborn. Do you really doubt Gwine's portal?
Actually, he keeps thinking I'm a dragon, and... I mean, I haven't
Yes,
met
you're a
Gwine's...
white dragon, of course.
I haven't met Gwine's portal yet, so I can't say for sure, but I'm sure they're a lovely fellow.
Solandris is gonna start walking towards the bridge.
All right.
Quincy, quick, you have to save our ally. Shoot.
What do you say if I will move my
tough
30
call.
feet up?
Wonderful.
Quincy, what are you doing?
It
Shoot.
moves 30 feet. All right, fine.
Gonna move
I hope
30
you're
feet
not
up.
screwing with me here, Devo, and I'm going to take another shot at the shaman.
Give me a roll to hit.
Nope. And second shot is a 13. You know what? I'm just going to add a D8 to this. I'm a little tired of this standoff. That's going to be a hit.
All right, you hit the shaman
For 15 points of
for a
damage.
crap ton of damage.
She goes to start to speak again, sees the arrow go by, and is like,
Alamaraj's ass. All right, fine.
and she'll get ready to fight.
Alrighty then, let's everybody roll initiative, and we will make this ridiculously long-range combat happen.
All right.
Initiative.
Did I just roll the exact same for initiative this time
Not
that I
sent
did
to
last
the
time?
turn tracker. All right, so it's 14.18, but I think I have to re-roll it.
You might have to be clicking on your token.
Yeah, so I'm gonna.
Again,
oop,
sorry.
I'm just gonna re-roll it and then make it 14.18.
Okay, perfect.
Whoa!
It did not pick up.
Yep.
8.1? Didn't pick up Solandis. Not. It's okay. There we go. So, starting off the combat is one of them, their hobgoblin-y looking guys. Oh boy.
So much scrolling. All the scrolling.
This map is huge.
It's amazing.
If you want to make it a little bit easier, Neil, remember you can right-click and drag to move on.
That's an amazing discovery.
Yeah. I like how we used that for literal years without ever figuring that one out.
Well, all right. So a hobgoblin moves 60 feet in your direction. 10 more rounds of this, and it might get close to you. As does this sucker, and this one, and the scorpion goes.
Hi, Rad Scorpion.
Oh yeah, Neil, you put us back on a grid in case you want to.
I did. It's just no. We'll do the
Yeah.
grid for today.
I don't think this one's going to be too.
No, it'll. Yeah. That will be the scorpion's movement, and it is Devo's turn.
Pass.
Quincy's turn.
I'm gonna finish off this shaman or attempt to at least. So
Give
sharpshooter
me
shot.
Roll to hit.
21 to hit. For 17 points of damage.
All right, the sharpshooter collapses to the ground.
All right, and I'm going, or the shaman.
Shaman, yes.
And I'm going to go for the scorpion next, because I figure that's probably our next highest priority target. With a 6 to hit, that's not going to do it.
Nope.
But you know what? I'm going to take an action surge and do 2 more
Golly,
shots.
Quincy,
So
you
20 to
should aim at
hit.
the archers, not the scorpion.
Scorpion first. 19 on the scorpion, and a second shot for 22 to hit. Scorpion takes 40 points of damage total.
Scorpion takes 40 points of damage total. And the next lizard goes, and this one's just gonna hop into the river and swim across and climb up the other side. And Salandis.
Well, I'm going to. I guess I'll stay there because I feel like that's far enough up. But I will go ahead and cast Spirit Guardians, which I believe is centered on me. You call forth spirits to protect you. They flirt around you in a distance of 15 feet for the duration, which is, I believe, 10 minutes. And they look awesome. They look like puppies. When you cast a spell, you can designate any number of creatures you can see that are unaffected by it. And so I'll say my bloodthirsty friends behind me. An affected creature's speed is halved in the area, and when the creature enters the area for the first time or starts its turn there, they have to make a wisdom saving throw, and they'll take damage when that happens. So...
Did you say the spirits look like puppies?
Yep, they look like spectral, glowing, happy, radiant puppies. And... as I call those forth, I will just set myself up as a bulwark and say...
I still would like to talk, but I guess we're far past that.
You know, Salandis, this is horribly unnecessary. Just sit back and watch the show.
I am not the kind of person to just sit back. I am made to be on the front lines. And
Don't worry, there won't be a front line.
And she'll just stay right there, surrounded by puppies.
Lovely. The hobgoblins move forward. Next hobgoblin moves forward. What range are you guys at right now?
3 million.
Oh god, 470 feet. All right.
Quincy, you should shoot at those guys before they get ready.
Yeah. I trust you to finish off the scorpion now, Devo.
What? It's about 30 seconds away from when I can fire at it, but I'm sure
Eventually.
Oh, Quincy, you do get a reaction because I cast a spell that was first level or higher. So.
Oh, does it have to be cast on me?
Yeah, well, actually, immediately after you cast a spell. Oh, yeah, you're right. On an ally. Sorry, never mind.
Never mind.
All right. The scorpion blindly charges in. Another 80 feet. And it's Devo's turn.
Pass.
Quincy's turn.
I'm gonna shoot at the lead hobgoblin with the crossbow.
Okay.
For a 15 to hit. I'm actually curious if that'll do it.
That will not do it.
All right, can I add a D8 to that then?
No, because it says before you know.
Do it. Yeah,
Yep.
I remember the weird wording for that.
Yep.
And a 10, probably not gonna make it, so I'll just give up on that round.
Oh, right. 2 shots that are miss. The next of the lizard folk is here.
You know what you should do, Neil? You should grab them all in a group and move them up as a block to make things a little bit faster.
I was, but then you guys are interdispersed amongst them, which makes it hard to... Unless they all go and then you all go. Yeah. Anyway, it is Salandis' turn.
I got nothing to do until they're 60 feet away from me, so I will play with my puppies.
Wonderful. And the next...
I mean, you could probably move them in a block now.
Yeah. Those ones can go in a block, and this one... What's the range?
It was 5'10" last I checked, I believe.
4'10". Ugh, so close.
Can he move like?
He can do a half move. Yeah, that's exactly where he'll move and take a long distance shot with a crossbow instead of a longbow at Salandis. So a 7 to hit you.
No.
Say, boop.
I don't even look up from my radiant puppy. How you doing, Clyde? It's so good to see you.
Those guys will move 30, 60. The scorpion continues its dead charge on you, moving another 80 feet, and then it is Quincy's turn.
All right, back to the lead hobgoblin with a 19 to hit. He takes 20 points of damage.
That will do it. That lead hobgoblin drops.
All right, the next lead hobgoblin for a 17 to hit, which I believe hits for 22.
17 will miss.
Oh, really? Okay.
Wait, hold on. He doesn't have a shield up because he's using a crossbow.
Yeah.
No, you can use a crossbow into shield in 5e, can't you?
No.
No, it's two-handed.
The
Yeah.
hand crossbow.
Yeah. Okay. So 22 hits and kills.
All right, and that's my round.
All right. Lizard folk. Now these guys are in a tight spot. It's not looking good for them. Salandis?
Is that scorpion within 60 feet of me yet? I'm having trouble making.
No.
No. Well, then I'm gonna start playing fetch with Clyde.
It's got like 2 more rounds of movement before it's even close.
All right. Well, that one's a dead hobgoblin. This next one will move its 30 feet and take a shot at Salandis as well for a 17 to hit.
Nope.
All right,
I
that's
kind
a
of
dead.
absentmindedly raise my shield and kind of dings off the side.
I think they need to roll a 19 to hit you.
My AC is currently 21.
Holy
I don't know what they
cow.
have to roll, but
Oh.
that's what they have to hit.
Yeah. They have +3, so they need an 18, a natural 18 to hit you.
Oh, right, me.
It could happen. I'm not going to discount it.
But do you have the shield reaction?
No.
Oh, okay.
And their attack's at disadvantage. So they need 2 natural 18s to hit
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Yeah, so that's never going to happen. A scorpion gets a little bit closer, and Devo passes,
Yes.
and Quincy.
All right, another sharpshooter shot at the last hobgoblin for a 13. Let's add a d8 to that. Why not? That should do it then.
That'll do it.
For 19 points of damage.
All right, the hobgoblin drops.
All right, and then one more at the scorpion then, since all the sharpshooters are dead. For a 20 to hit.
That's a
and
hit.
22 points of damage.
That will drop the scorpion as well.
I'm sorry, Neil. This wasn't my decision.
It's okay. It's okay, actually. This one I don't mind. This one you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Salandis, it's your turn.
Nothing's within 60 feet of me yet, so
Nope.
I'm going to look over at Bob, and I'm going to start playing with Bob because Bob needs some more attention.
Gotta love those phantom puppies, man. Otherwise, I don't. What happens if you don't give them enough attention?
Well, they get really sad, Neil.
Okay, that's valid. That's super valid. Devo?
Pass.
Quincy?
All right. I'm going to shoot at that straggler in the back, because I actually want to take one of these prisoner.
Wonderful.
So 17 to hit on that lizard man in the back.
That's a hit.
All right. He takes 22 points of damage.
That will drop him exactly.
All right. In that case, so there's 2 left at this point.
Yeah.
I'm going to move 30 feet this round, and I'm going to take a second shot at one of the 2 remaining ones.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'll take a shot at the one in the back. I want the one closest to us to still be alive. So an 18 should do it for 19 to hit.
Hits, but does not kill.
Okay.
Okay.
Nicholas, you'll shout, "If you surrender, we'll let you live."
They continue to move up, and it's Devo's turn.
What are you, zombies? I shout out. You know you're outmatched.
Quincy's turn.
All right, I move another 30 feet up, and I'm going to shoot at the. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to shoot at the one that's almost dead. Oh, God, that's not right. Oh, no. Okay, let's go back to this. For a 22 to hit.
Did you say in the front or in the back?
The back.
Okay. Hits and
he's down.
destroys. One
All right.
last one in the front.
Yep. Salandis, I think this one's yours. Can you take him out without killing him?
Of course, but Why stop now?
Well, a prisoner.
I don't know what they can tell us that we haven't already asked, but okay.
We might as well give it a shot.
How far away is this guy?
170 feet.
Well, all right. I will move. I will double move. I'll move 60. 35, 30, 35, 40. Yeah, thank you. And I will call out to this lone one that's left, and I will say,
surrender now and we will let you live.
And my puppies follow me.
Sure, yeah. The lizard man continues to run at you in a dead run.
Okay.
Yep, just charging you dead on, Devo.
Okay. That green line is when it's 120 feet away, so I'm readying a firebolt for when they get to that spot.
Okay. Quincy.
I will move up another 30 feet and take a normal shot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a normal shot at that lizard man for a 11 to hit. Probably not going to do it. Second shot will be at 14 to hit.
No. Okay. Thuds into its shield. Salandis.
Okay, that thing is within 60 feet, so I am going to cast Command on him.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to make a Wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
Okay. Wisdom. 10.
All right, so my one-word command is going to be
Surrender.
It is the lizard's folk's turn, and it drops its spear and takes off its shield and throws it on the ground. And then sort of kind of blinks and starts looking around at the stuff on the ground, realizing what it's just done. Devo.
It's really simple. Get it through your reptile brain. If you don't pick up the spear and the shield, you can live.
Quincy.
I will move up, putting the bow away in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't make an attack, but I put my bow away, ready to pull out the scimitar in case I need it. And I'm just gonna get ready to tie this guy up with some rope, I guess.
Okay. Salandis.
I'll move up a little bit. 5, 10, 15. I'll move up there so that my puppies don't attack him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say,
just want to ask you some questions.
and I'll be done.
Sure. It's the lizard folk's turn, and Quincy, you are adjacent to it. You are 5 feet from it. Lizard folk they're not as emotive as humans are, and even if they were, you wouldn't be able to interpret their facial features nearly as well as you could with other people. But you can see sheer and utter terror in this lizard folk's eyes.
Kind of like when we fought the kobolds.
Yeah, and like staring directly at you, not breaking eye contact, it reaches down, grabs the spear in both hands, and goes to lunge at you, just absolutely horrified about what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it will make a javelin melee stab at you for 17 to hit.
That does do it.
You got it. Hits you for 7 points of damage. We did it, guys! We did it! We defeated the party!
Oh no! It
so I pull out my scimitar.
Fireball. Where is it?
Or actually, I have a short sword now. So I'm going to pull out the short sword and do some non-lethal damage.
Hold on. It's Devo's turn. He might want to do something this turn.
Yeah, I'll double move up 50 feet, I guess. Yep.
Okay. All right, go for it, Quincy.
All right, so 2 short sword attacks, doing non-lethal. I'm going to add a d8 to that for 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, 6 points of damage.
Done.
And another short sword attack with a 14 to hit. I don't think that'll do it.
Nope.
I do have extra d8s, though, so I'll add that. 15. Let's see if that does. All right.
That's exactly what you needed.
All right, another 6 points.
All right. That is a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Salandis.
All right. Since we need to subdue this guy, I will go ahead and can't move my guy, but I'll move up into flanking, and I will pull out my mace, and I'll kind of sigh and be like, really?
All right.
And I'll do non-lethal, whack him in the face with the mace.
Mm-hmm. So it's entering the area for the first time on your turn, so it needs to make a saving throw or take a bunch of radiant damage, right?
Let me double check if it's at the beginning of my turn or the beginning of its turn. Just do Spirit Guardians. When you cast a spell, an effective creature's speed is halved when it enters the area. When the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So yeah, I guess at this point it would need to make the Wisdom saving throw.
All right. There goes its save, natural 20. Totally fine.
It's saved. So on a failed save, it's still going to take 3d8 radiant damage. Or I'm sorry, it's on a successful save, it'll take half damage.
All right.
So 3d8 radiant damage, but halved. Why aren't you rolling? Yeah, I'll just roll it.
2, 2, and 4. Ooh, so 4 damage.
4 radiant damage, and then also, I tried to whack him with my mace, but I don't think a 10 hits.
10 definitely does not hit.
Okay.
The lizard folk goes, it's horrified. You can even see like little bits of, maybe that's tears, it's definitely not sweat. Something is running down its face as
it needs to make its wisdom saving throw again.
Oh god. 4. No.
That fails. So it's going to take the full 3d8 non-lethal.
Now it's 3 8s in a row.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Very close.
So that would be 20 radiant damage, non-lethal. My puppies are playing him to death.
Can you do non-lethal with spells?
No.
Why not?
Yeah. It's melee attack.
Because it's like necrotic phantom spirit guardians.
They are radiant because I'm good, and they're puppies.
Oh, it's my mistake. They're puppies. Maybe just because you summoned puppies instead of evil spirits, they will batter the creature down.
I think rules is written. It's only melee attacks, but
well, I think radiant puppies we can make an exception for. That's an oddity. The lizard just collapses under the wave of phantom puppies that try and jump on it, and it just hits the ground. The
Perfect.
thud.
I will immediately cast Spare the Dying.
Okay. Well, that is the end of that. The creature is unconscious before you. The other ones are all splayed out dead across the battlefield in a foolish bull rush attempt across 600 feet of open ground. I am still surprised that you can get off 20 arrow shots while someone runs at you full speed from 600 feet away, but so be it.
Welcome to medieval
I actually
warfare.
only got off 14.
But you could have gotten off 20.
Yes, but I also did do an action surge, and I get 2 every round, so I got 4 that round. So it stacks.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, I think it's less about how slow they're moving and more about how fast you start shooting at a certain point in 5e.
Yep.
It's fine.
Do we want to?
It's not that insane if you compare it to a rifle.
Yeah. There you go. Also, you're exceptionally good. You're Hawkeye. Why not?
Do we want to tie up this creature and I can cast Zone of Truth? There was something weird. I did not expect this thing to be suicidal, but it was.
We've dealt with creatures like this before. These kobolds back in that one town. What did you call it, Devo? I believe you were the one to name it.
Bibbly bobbly, yes.
Right. They were much the same. They seemed terrified of what they were doing, but they fought without any sort of morale anyways. But
with that information, can I do a check on this thing to see, do I think it's poisoned, cursed, under some sort of influence?
Sure, give me an Arcana check while you look over it for telltale signs of, influence, dark influence.
All right, well, here's my... Arcana is not amazing.
Oh,
but I roll
but
okay.
it is. But it is amazing. Yeah, you know what? You are definitely seeing some weird juju on this guy. Not so much like physical markings on him, but you can see kind of like like everyone gets stress lines from various things, right? And this creature has serious like stress lines around its face that are you wouldn't ever expect to see on a lizard, like around the eyes. There's something there is some sort of magical effect that is heavily weighing upon this creature.
You're a cleric. Can you do anything about it? I mean, it seems unnatural what it's doing. Can you cure it?
It depends on what it is.
Don't bother me. I'm going to complete a very, very complicated ritual to see what type of magic it is. I start casting Detect Magic.
Okay.
All right.
And while he's doing that for the next 10 minutes, is there anything I can do to try to discern what kind of magical influence? Because
not without some sort of spells that will help you figure it out. So let's see. You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. You sense magic in this way. You can use your action to see a faint orb around any visible creatures. And you learn its school of magic, if any. So there is a strong aura of summoning or conjuration magic surrounding this creature.
I mean, if this thing is cursed, I can remove curse tomorrow. I don't have it prepared today. The other thing we can do, if it will answer our questions, as I said before, I can cast Zone of Truth and see if it will tell us, but if it is under some kind of magical influence, it might not be able to.
Is there a reason why you have to wait a day?
I don't have it prepared.
Ah.
I can only prepare so many spells in a day, and that was not one that I prepared today.
I believe, like the dragon, it will refuse to answer us.
Perhaps
if a dragon couldn't answer us, then a lizardman will be under the same kind of mind control.
But perhaps if the spell is broken?
If the spell is broken, then I would assume that it would tell us what it knows. It seemed to... Whatever drove this creature to us was driving it to its death, and if we are able to free it of that influence, I would think it would be grateful enough to tell us what had happened.
Yes, and we can insist that we had no choice but to kill all of its friends. I think it would understand, given the circumstances.
Gosh, do you know how to cast Detect Magic or Dispel Magic?
Not right now, no. I can cure lots of stuff, but those are things I can do tomorrow. I need to study.
All right, I'll tie it up and I'll use the rope.
For my mage studies, do I know what happens when you cast Dispel Magic on a summoned creature?
It's a good question. If it's successful, it probably just disappears, right? That sounds reasonable.
I think that's what I would expect, yeah.
it depends on if the creature that's been summoned is magical or not. If it's like a construct, maybe not. But
I think permanent magic or like inherently magical things are just temporarily disabled.
Okay, well, dispel magic definitely might work on this guy. So, sure.
So yeah, I'll use the rope that we used when we tied up that hobgoblin to give to Hagatha to tie this guy up.
Okay.
So instead of just waiting around a day, do you want to like drag him as we head towards the center of this trapezoid?
Yeah, sure. We'll wake him up and drag him behind, or in front, I suppose.
How big is this creature?
Oh, about 6 feet tall, long. It's got a tail sticking out the back of it too. It's big and heavy.
This is my time to shine. I'm going to ritual cast Tenzer's floating disc, and then we will have him basically sit there as I float forward.
Okay.
I have to recast it every hour.
You float him forward. Seems fun.
I'll carry Devo again if he'll carry the thing, so why not?
Perfect. You push him forward and along until you get to a place that looks like you could rest there for a while. And you guys can take another long rest. You haven't made it a full day's movement today. Let's see, where are we?
We got a little distracted.
Yeah, there was just this thing in the way. Didn't I fix mileage on this map?
No.
Oh, I did, and then it crashed, and it didn't stick. Crap. Was it 21.7? Is that right? No, but it was close. 15.7. Okay, this doesn't really matter. That's good enough. Cool. So you guys cross the bridge, and you make it to about here before the end of the day.
Devo, is dispel magic something that you know?
Nope. Is it something you know?
Tomorrow, I will make sure I know it tomorrow.
Fantastic.
I will
That's a
add
very
that.
pesky spell that all wizards hate.
Yeah, I will add that to the list of things. So yeah, I'm gonna spend, as soon as we kind of sit and take a long rest, and I'll be looking through my notes and kind of thinking about a bunch of different things. And when I wake up in the morning, I will have some slightly different spells, and then things will happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Neil, how would you rule something along the lines of someone having to make a wisdom saving throw while unconscious?
I guess it really depends on the specific context and the spells going around involved with that.
Supposing it was charm person.
I think that would just have a regular effect, because that's like affecting subconscious stuff, and whether you're awake or asleep, you're attacking the like inner functionings of a person's brain.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think no change.
Got it.
The night passes, and this night you can see no stars in the sky. It rains a little bit, and as you wake up the next day, it looks like the clouds above you are thicker and darker, and there are bolts of thunder and lightning bouncing around, but that is not
Frightening. Me.
I hit the wrong button, that's why. There we go. Wonderful. So you wake up the next day, and these clouds in this trapezoid have formed into real storm clouds now, and it is just pouring down on you in this area.
All right. Has this creature come to consciousness?
Yes.
Excellent.
Is it struggling against the ropes, or has it kind of resigned itself to its fate?
It started struggling initially, but surrounded by three of you, it just sort of stopped.
All right. Well, I'm not going to wait around. I'm going to try to remove curse on it. So I'm just going to kneel down next to it. At your touch, all curses affecting one creature or object, and if the object is a cursed magic item, the curse... all curses affecting one creature or object end. So...
You cast Remove Curse on it,
Yeah.
and it just sort of does that like sideways lizard blink at you.
Do I know if that's successful or not?
Maybe.
Like, would the spell let me know if something actually was dispelled?
I don't think the spell like feeds you back being like, you got one, good job. I think usually the effects should be apparent in and of themselves.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to keep burning spell slots. I am going to cast Zone of Truth. I need it. I cast it, and I don't warn anybody because I wouldn't think to. I need everybody to make a charisma saving throw DC 14.
All right.
Because I think you are all probably standing right there.
Yep.
My God, it makes the saving throw.
Really? Okay. Hey, did anybody fail?
Devo did.
Yes.
Okay.
Devo, did you really have going?
All right, so everybody is aware that I cast it, and I know whether they succeeded or failed. So
Yep.
I know this thing succeeded. Despite that, knowing that it succeeded, I'm going to look at it, and I'll start in Draconic, and I'll say,
What is your name?
Spike.
Spike, why were you trying to kill us?
I had to.
Why? It was obvious that that was not going to happen.
Spike just kind of shrugs.
Do you not?
Is he answering in Draconic or Common?
Draconic.
okay. That's
Hey, we want to listen in on the conversation too.
He said his name was Spike.
And then I'll continue in Common, and I'll say,
Can you tell us who ordered you to stay on that bridge?
does it look like he understands?
Yeah.
Okay.
He sort of leans and kind of looks around for the bridge, and doesn't see the bridge, and goes, Claw.
Who is Claw?
Claw was our shaman.
Who does Claw answer to?
Kraz.
So you were under Kraz's command.
He nods a little bit.
Why were you so willing to fight to the death?
Unwilling.
Why was it magic? Were you coerced?
Compelled.
Compelled by fear? Compelled by promise of something?
Did Kraz do it to you?
He shakes his head.
Do you know who did?
It nods.
Who did it?
The Dark One. And the mountains.
Okay,
Deep
now we're
underground.
getting- Is this a necromancer? Is it humanoid?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Is
And it's
she-
responsible for all the undead being raised around the continent? Maybe?
Ultimately, probably.
Salandris looks very worried and says,
Is she elven?
It nods slowly.
Where is she?
It looks around and goes, I don't know where I am anymore. Which way is which?
Once he gives him like the cardinal directions of like north, south, east, and west, and kind of points out the general, like we're south of that, kind of where all the rivers come together.
He points southwards then.
Okay.
Mountains in the south.
Far to the south, or
A day. 2 days,
A day.
maybe.
I think we need to
lead
find
us there?
Torma.
No, I can't.
Because you don't know where it is exactly,
No,
or because you're scared.
I can't.
Because you are magically compelled not to.
It nods slowly.
Didn't we just remove that spell from you?
I tried to remove a curse, but I can try one more thing.
and I will cast Dispel Magic on it. So any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell 4th level or higher, I gotta make a check.
Well, we're gonna have to make a check then.
I had a bad feeling about it.
Oh, it rolled a 5.
No, I'm the...
No, they have to make the check.
Yeah,
it has a 5. Mine's portal rolls it so.
No.
I have to make the check.
Oh,
The DC is equal to 10
Do you
plus the
want
spell's
to make
level.
that an 18 then?
Yeah, you rolled an 18.
Okay, so it's an 18, so this is my plus my wisdom modifier plus, so it's my so 18, 19, so it'd be a 23 I think I rolled. In that
Wow.
case. With his 18, yeah.
Yep. There is a kind of spectral field that appears throughout this creature's body, and like little bits of him just start disappearing, and then he's just gone.
Oh.
The sorceress is back. Or maybe she never left. How did you not know? How has this place not been rid of her in all of this time?
Well, it just showed up here.
The sorceress?
No, the island. It wasn't here before. It just kind of popped into existence.
Yeah, what a troublesome dimension you come from.
What do you mean it was not here? This place
You know,
has
you-
always been here.
1 minute the island wasn't here, and then it was.
Yeah, you come from another plane. Didn't you know that?
No, I come from my plane. Didn't you know that?
Do you know the name of your plane?
Do I, Neil?
You know, all of your memories are vague and hazy at this point. You are having a hard time remembering anything other than the last few hours leading up to your ascent to Drandon's Tower. It seems to be kind of coming back in real time. Like every hour that you spend, you seem to be able to sort of like remember an hour before that. But those sorts of details are kind of just a fog. You'd probably know the name if someone said it to you, but you're kind of like, it's, what's his name? You know, the guy that brings the milk to my house? Oh my god, what's his name?
I'm having quantum leap Swiss cheese memory.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm from somewhere.
Are you from the land of Gwyn's portal?
I've never met this Gwyn's portal before, so I don't know. The sorceress came here to destroy us all and take over our land.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
I thought when I met you and I woke up that because you didn't seem to know what I was talking about, that maybe she had been defeated, but at some terrible price. But if she is here, if she is still here, then we are all in grave danger. She wants nothing but the death, discussion, and destruction of us all.
So we can kill her.
I don't. We tried. That's.
If the best you can do is summon these hobgoblins and scorpions, then it should be easy.
That was not the best. That was the easiest thing she could do. That was child's play. She sent armies against us on a whim that appeared out of nowhere, that we were constantly fighting a losing battle against. That's one of the reasons that I was trying to find out more information. That's one of the reasons that I was sent out to try to track Dandrin down, because we thought he was working with her, and to try to get more information because we could not beat her on the battlefield.
Well then, Devo and his hawk kind of start looking around for Torlak.
Your hawk, how far can your hawk go from you?
100 feet.
How far can your hawk see? More than 10 miles?
Hawk vision. Let's look this up again. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah.
How far? About 8 times more than any of the keenest-eyed human could.
Sure, let's go 8 times.
That's from
Okay. So that's up to 24 miles is what I'm hearing, because humans can see about 3 miles on flat ground. So
Yeah, and
you
it has like a terrain advantage too.
Yeah. So your hawk will spot Torlak at the edge of Hagatha's woods.
Well, it seems like old Torlak's heading towards Hagatha.
I suppose we should catch up and get him.
What was the
We're
reason
going
that? What was the reason he visited Hagatha the first time around?
He gave up one of his eyes, I believe. He got a new eye.
Ah,
Who's
Weird.
this Agatha?
She's a hag.
Atha.
Is she a helpful witch?
I don't trust her.
We may need all of the friends we can get if we're gonna fight the sorceress.
oh yeah, she's the elf sorceress in disguise.
Then we must immediately kill her. We cannot let your friend fall into her clutches.
I suspect, but maybe not.
I could believe that.
her power was boundless when we fought her, and nothing would surprise me.
That sounds just like Hagatha.
Yeah.
But
Was Hagatha an elf, Neil? Did she have like pointy ears?
She's got long hair that covers her ears for the most part. Now that you're thinking about it, give me we don't really have a memory check, do we? What's an equivalent to memory check? Give me a charisma check. You know what? Sure. See if you can recall a detail about her.
Is there any skill associated with it?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll a saving throw then, because that would be the equivalent.
Sure.
14 on a charisma check.
You know, you can't remember her ears. They were always kind of back behind this messy hair that she had, or this hood that she sometimes wore. You definitely remember her like crooked nose and her like drooping flesh and her weird cheekbones. She didn't look like any elf you've ever seen. She looks way too like old and decrepit for an elf.
Did she stand relatively straight?
No, she had a bit of a hunch to her.
Okay, if I were to knowing that elves are a little bit smaller than humans, if I were to kind of imagine her standing a little bit more straight up, would she be roughly human height or maybe like a little bit smaller than I would expect?
She would be a small person.
Okay. Well, I suppose she could be an elf. I've never really gotten a good look at her ears. She's a bit on the short side. Horribly ugly, though. It's not usually an elven trait. Elves don't age, do they? Or they don't reach old age.
Not the same way physically that we do. No.
Right, she's withered.
Also, she has not tried to kill you, and while that does not prove for certain, the sorceress that we fought in my time wanted nothing but death for all. And unless she has some complicated plot, I do not see why it would be worth helping you.
I don't know. Hagatha seems like a bit of an unattached observer for the most part. Not a good person, but not necessarily invested in this conflict one way or the other.
Well, one way or the other. We'll find out when we get to Hagatha's hut.
Yes, we need to go find Torlak.
Okay. You guys can press on. You can do...
So the lizard man disappeared when Dispel Magic was cast, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Does this storm look like it's lightening up a bit since we're moving away from the center?
No, you're still miles and miles from the border. You know, this is accurate now. So you're like 8 miles from the border at the minimum. And it's still just raining down all over you. You find your way to Hagatha's hut in the woods. It's fairly easy to spot. It is shedding quite a bit of light.
Great. I will ritual cast Detect Magic when we're about 5 minutes away.
Okay. As you approach the hut, you can see through the open window. There's Torlak, and he's taking something off a shelf and leaning down and looking up and taking something off a shelf and leaning down and taking something off a shelf and leaning down. When the door opens and the light from within silhouettes Hagatha, who waves through the rain towards you and beckons with a finger.
Hagatha! It's been forever! Do I see any magic?
Oh yeah, I mean there's fucking magic everywhere. It's Hagatha's place, man. Like, she's got magic on her. There's like magical items in her house. There's a magical aura throughout her garden. Even her like little white picket fence around the house has a magical aura on it. You're getting a little bit dizzy from all the magic you're seeing here.
Do I recognize her?
No, you've never seen this woman in your life.
I figured I'd ask.
What was the name of that queen?
The elven sorceress?
Yeah.
I don't know her name, right? We just know her as...
Yeah, she kind of went by many names. She never really introduced herself. She was never like, "Hi, I'm Nancy. I'm declaring war on your people."
Her name's Nancy now.
It could be Nancy. You know, your people had many names for her. You're free to come up with any name you would like. But she never properly introduced herself.
She only introduced herself with blood and death. Most people called her the sorceress, but I called her Nancy. I needed to call her something,
Okay.
but I don't think that's really her name.
So, what you got Torlak over here for?
I needed someone to help me move all of my stuff.
You know, that was very inconvenient.
No, don't worry. I woke up your new friend. I knew it would be annoying if he left you. I left you with a replacement. Hello there. Hello, dear.
You did this?
Well, Torlak did. He's such a good boy, isn't he?
Then I owe both of you my thanks and a debt of gratitude, for I do not know how much longer I would have been.
You have
frozen.
Quincy like shaking his head at you doing this when you start mentioning debt.
Yeah, it's too late. She'll give a little bow and she'll say,
My name is Zelandis Makor, and it is good to make your acquaintance.
Finally we found someone who has the proper respect for their elders. Welcome, Celindis.
Yeah, I mean, Hagatha, you must be, what, 5,000 years old or something?
You flirt.
10,000? 20,000?
Are you just here looking for Torlak?
Yes, we're going to need him back.
Oh,
I believe
I'm
we
not
have a,
done with him yet. I need him to carry all of my things outside of this damned protection aura.
Ah, what is this thing?
Yes, what is this dome?
Some sort of anti-magic field of sorts. Prevents crossing of spells and effects and desires and other things. It's very inconvenient for my purposes. I feel I must leave this island. It's time for me to go, and my old bones don't like carrying everything and bending and reaching and bending and reaching, and Torlak here is such a good boy.
Well, we don't mind waiting a little bit if you're willing to release Torlak into our custody as soon as he's done moving for your boxes.
I just realized I think I've not cast it. Have I cast? No, I cast this. I cast Firebolt at a tree. No, not at a tree, just at a ground.
That's true. There have been spells that have been cast. You cast a spell magic successfully.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Okay.
Okay.
It doesn't go. She said across the barrier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So nothing can leave the trapezoid.
Or enter.
Why would
Does
the-
it block people from exiting, or is it only magic?
It should only be spells.
But I
Do you know
would
what
not put anything past the sorceress.
Do you know what the fog is? The clouds? What's causing those?
She shrugs.
Do you think it's just a dramatic control weather effect?
I doubt it. Magic cannot cross, but vision can. Clouds obscure vision, so outside things can't see what's happening. It makes it difficult to scry on from the outside. Quite practical. Or maybe they just want rain. Maybe it's a reflection of their mood. She looks directly at Celindis. Sorceress, you call her?
Yes. An evil elven sorceress who is bent on destruction of this entire island.
Wait a second.
Take it
When
for
did
a
we
row.
tell you about this?
She just said sorceress.
Ah,
Yeah. Do you know who this is? Have you encountered this elven sorceress?
is it you?
If it was me, why would I be leaving, dearie?
Ah, could just be a clever ruse.
Very clever ruse.
You seem powerful. My new friends here have said that you have many powers.
Yes.
Is there anything that you can do to help us?
Oh,
This whole
yes.
island is in
Yes, I
danger.
could. I could do all sorts of things to help you, but why? Why should I?
For one, it'll keep you from having to move. I mean, renting a U-Haul is very expensive.
Oh, Torlak is doing it for free. He already owes me a favor.
But if the sorceress remains, then this effect is just the beginning. She requires...
Tell you what, Hagatha, you help us out.
You're a very rude boy, Devo. Did you not see the lady was speaking? I mean...
And I will teach you Tenzer's floating disc.
Oh, joy. Oh, joy.
That'll allow you to carry 500 pounds.
It's not the weight, my little friend. It's the volume.
With some clever packing, it should be no problem.
Anyway, I will be leaving. And once Torlak takes me to the edge, then he's all yours again. I would recommend that you all vacate this place.
And when the sorceress decides that this area is not enough, when she extends her influence further, will you move again?
We'll see.
And when that is not enough and she has claimed this entire island, will you move again?
Oh, I'm leaving the island, my darling.
And when she wants more than the island?
We'll see then. But I have other duties to attend to. I'm not so concerned for your safety here.
Our safety is not the important part. It is stopping this evil before it becomes too great to bear.
Hagatha, have you gone senile? You can't escape the barrier anyways. You won't pass through.
I'll walk to the edge, step over the other side, and poof, in a flash of smoke.
Do you know anything about the sorceress's plans? What she's attempting to accomplish here?
Her goals, no. Her methods, yes.
I think all of us can work out her methods by now.
Oh. You're a confident one.
Yeah. I mean, here, let me spitball an idea. You tell me if it sounds right. So, it's simple. She's using her magic. She creates lots of armies. She summons a bunch of small ones to do the scouting and go far off of the island. She summons some bigger ones to help defend the area near her. And she's taking control of the island with all of her summoned monsters conjured from another plane.
And?
Well, that's her method, isn't it?
Of course it is, my friend Devo. But when you boil water, the fire must come from somewhere. You don't just make fire out of nowhere, you need a source.
At that mention, something is gonna go off in Solandris's head, and she's gonna say,
"Are there still volcanoes on this island?"
Yes and no.
Yes and no and?
Yes and no and yes. They're there, but no one has seen them spurt anywhere. There have been no eruptions or outgassings, or they've been quite quiet, unusually so. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, that's what happens when they're used as mana sources.
When I confronted Dandrin and I found him with the sorceress in the tower, they were performing some strange ritual that involved large dark balls of some sort and a portal leading to the volcanoes that were on this island. She seemed to be drawing energy from them.
and I quickly read over my notes, trying to think if I remember anything else. But my brain is Swiss cheese. Is the trapezoid, are the volcanoes that I remember, are they inside the trapezoid?
No, they are not within the trapezoid. They will pretty well fit the corners of the trapezoid, though.
Oh, that's convenient. I'll say that in character, too. Oh, that's convenient. Guys. And I'll hold up a map. Do I have a map? I'll be like, guys, the corners of the trapezoid is where the volcanoes are. That can't be a coincidence.
Well, duh. I knew that.
That's great. We should do something about that. If she's drawing her power from these volcanoes, then if that's where she was doing it the last time.
So it's easy. All we have to do is destroy some volcanoes.
Your definition and my definition of easy are different. Has the definition of easy changed in the last several hundred years?
Yeah, here I thought we had to fight some horrifying elven sorceress which could summon dragons and lizard folk and kobolds, but all we have to do is demolish some volcanoes.
And you don't think that she will show up and try to stop us?
Why not just kill the sorceress? That seems much more doable than destroying volcanoes.
No, that is very much harder.
But nobody gained honor from killing a volcano, Devo.
But you would gain much honor from saving an entire island and its people. And
Right, which we can do by killing the sorceress.
6 of one, half a dozen of another, I guess.
She'll look back at Hagatha and say,
Do you have any suggestions for how to go about stopping the sorceress or stopping her from drawing power from these volcanoes?
Torlak, mind the house while I'm away, please. And she walks with you, kind of to the west, for a mile, maybe a half mile or so, until she comes to a point. Diva, how long does your detect magic is off by the time you've walked half a mile, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She comes to a point and sort of stops, and then looks at the three of you and shakes her head and reaches out her hand kind of just out into the woods, I suppose. And you see a little bit of light shines against the back palm of her hand and flows over it as if she put her hand in a bioluminescent creek or something. And this light kind of just flows over her, and then she withdraws her hand from this section.
Pretty. What is it?
Something stronger than I am happy to play with. But I bet if you follow it to its source, it runs that way, she says, pointing in the direction of one of their volcanoes. It's a straight line.
Well,
For miles and miles.
sure. I'll mark some trees around here so we can find the spot again. But I think we'll accompany with you until you depart and we get Torlak back in our...
Agatha, don't you think it would be fun to take control of one of these lines of power for yourself?
I think you misunderstand my purposes here.
What are your purposes here?
Private, my own interests, my own fun desires. I need not summon mighty armies or control the path of great lands. My pleasures are more simple.
And won't you lose all of that if you are forced to flee by the sorceress?
Everyone must move at some point. You can't stay stuck forever. Change is good.
Well, if I cannot convince you to help us, then at least I will thank you for the help that you have given.
None at all.
How long is it going to take to get your move so we can get their friend back?
He should be done by the end of the night, and we should head out in the morning.
Very well. I
Would
suppose
you
we will
Stay
accompany you.
for tea, then?
I am
Tea would
all
be
right.
lovely. I haven't had a good cup of tea in what's probably been centuries.
Many.
I'm going to go practice my archery.
Goodbye, then. She'll head back with you to her little hut.
I mark a few trees before we leave. Like, I want to, kind of like going back, I want to make sure we can find this again once she's gone.
Okay, sure. You mark the trees. And you head back to the house. Torlak is packing things up in a series of odd chests that seem to be endless. Like, he just keeps putting stuff in them, and they never seem to fill up, and he also seems like blank face. You know, you try and call out to him, he doesn't respond. He just goes about moving things and packing up the house. And I think that's where we're going to end for today. When we come back next week, Torlak, I guess we'll move. We'll help Hagatha move next week. And then when we're done helping her move, we will have our next segment of our adventure.
And tea. Will there be tea?
Hagatha does make you all tea. You drink the tea, right? And the other two of you are continuing to not drink tea?
I will pass on that tea, yes.
Devo?
While you think about that, I will help Torlak, and then in between, I will definitely drink whatever tea she offers me.
Just take a quick look at your character sheet.
And I'm dead.
Cool. All right.
Dysentery.
We will see you all next week for some more Heroes Graveyard. Goodbye, everybody. Good night.
Bye.